happening? Holy macarolis, right? Yeah. It is Music Therapy last year on a late night, not very typical Wednesday night show because, and I'm putting the laughter up because we went to see this show here, man, and they didn't have it. In other words, we went to see Spinal Tap. The end continues, right? Let me show you. That was what I bought tickets for. And we went to the special event tonight was a Q&A post-movie event for which I did get to see the Q&A. But we waited nearly an hour before they finally told us that they can't get the movie started, but they're going to be able to have us join with the Q&A. But for whatever reason, at the movie theater, the Imax theater in Dublin, California, Hacienda Crossings, for whatever reason, they weren't able to play the movie. So we were incredibly bummed about this. We ate a whole bag of popcorn and a big giant Coke waiting for it. And we didn't get to see the movie. So yeah, we had two nice seats. It was supposed to start at 6. At about 6:45, I saw somebody go out and say, okay, I got to complain about what the heck is going on here, because they had the music on in the background. So they had this going, as you see in the thumbnail of the show here. They actually had this in the background. Let me show you guys a different picture. They had this in the background, right? You can see the heads of the people sitting in front of us there. That's not Mystery Theater Science 2000, whatever it's to be called. Come on. You can do it. There you go. They had this in the background, right? People sitting in front of us there at the theater. And they had the music playing. They had like all their songs, every song. Let's see what's going on in the chat. And I called Johnny Bean. I called because we got together earlier today. Some of you guys might have seen that. We had a really fun time in the studio here. I didn't have this keyboard hook. That's a little complicated to do live and whatnot at this point. It will happen soon. But yeah, we had a great time playing music. And I was actually trying to play, or just from my memory, or my own like ear, playing the Tonight I'm Gonna Rock You Tonight song. And so I went with my wife to the movie theaters, and we waited like 45 minutes to an hour before they finally announced that they can't get the movie started, but they are going to have the Q&A. And I have the Q&A. I can give you guys a little taste of the Q&A, but I was planning to talk about the movie tomorrow on my show, the Gear and Demo show. I mean, we could talk about Nigel's new gear, right? I mean, we talk about his new Marshall Infinity guitar amps, right? That Marshall has made for him. They go to infinity because, if you can't go, like, if you need to get louder, you just keep going. You just keep getting louder. What's up, Mike Wood? Dude, whatever happened, I think here's what's interesting. When I clicked on the QR code, because this is what they also showed, I'll show you guys what happened. Because I actually took a complete video of this stuff. So let me show you a couple things. I'll show you guys a couple things. All right, hold on. So there's this. Let me get it so that's on. I'll get the mic in front of the hold on, let me tighten that a little bit. Mic right up to the phone here. I don't know if this is really going to work, because I've tried this before and it hasn't really worked very well. Hold on a second. There we go. If I go like this, and I have the mic right where typically they have that. Okay. 11 minutes to go. So the crazy thing is that we were here for the movie and they had a glitch. there was no movie. They couldn't do the movie. We went out, got our refund for the tickets, plus for the inconvenience, they gave us 2 free passes to other movies or to see Spinal Tap Part 2. The end never started or continued. Anyway, we're here waiting for the Q&A part. It says if you want to ask your question, you got to hit that QR code thing there, right? So ask your question. I guess that's how it works. I don't know. So we didn't get to see the movie, so asking questions about the movie we didn't get to see would be weird. But maybe we can ask any other kind of questions, right? So I'm gonna turn off the video here, but yeah, here we were wanting to experience this movie, but we didn't get to. Isn't that like a very Spinal Tap kind of thing, right? Anyway, I'm gonna turn it off, my video here, and we'll see what happens. So that's the story. Did you guys hear that all right? So I clicked that QR code, and yes, we got our money back, Mike. Not only did we get a total refund for the purchase price, but because of the inconvenience, they gave us 2 free passes. Okay. But we didn't get to see the movie and hence then get to ask questions about the movie. And what was odd is when I clicked the QR code, there was like a list of theaters and cities where the movie was being played at an Imax theater, right? And Dublin's Hacienda Crossings theaters, IMAX, was not on that list. Now, we had also heard that there were some other locations that had an issue too. So it wasn't just us. Hey, Alex, you ready to jump in? I'll add you. I sent you a link. Alex was, by the way, you guys, some of you saw, I think most of you, right? Saw that Alex Octopuseers, a.k.a. Brent, a.k.a. General Admin, and a.k.a. Magic Man, we're here. I'm going to always say it that way because it's so funny. I love you, Brent. Brent's driving home right now, so I didn't send him a link because he's driving. He just dropped Alex off literally like 15 minutes ago. He've made it all the way back up to Auburn or Roseville or Auburn because I think Brent lives kind of near, I don't know. You tell me if I'm saying it correctly. So, yeah, the bottom line is that they just got home. I mean, Brent's not even home yet, right? My sweetie, I dropped her off, and then I went back because this is what they told us. While we were waiting for... Oh, there he is. While we were waiting, just wave at me when you're ready. Okay.
I was like, I'm ready.
How's it going?
Feeling good. Got a 20-ish, 30 minutes ago. We got to my house right at 9.
Your mic is very low. Check your mic. Let me check your mic. Edit mic settings.
Edit on just automatic.
Cancellation is on. Reduce mic background noise and automatic adjust. Should I turn you up?
Checkity check.
Oh, you sound better now. You're way loud now.
Yeah, it was probably just the echo cancellation.
There you go. Yeah. All right, there you are. Now you're in. You're in like Flynn. How do I sound, y'all?
Sound good to me.
I see a lot of green light stuff here, so it looks like I'm pretty.
Hopefully that's good.
Yeah, I just have no reduced mic background noise. What happens when I hit that? Is that better, worse, not? I don't know. I hit reduce mic background noise, so I did that. Well, my laptop is making its kind of typical kind of thing. Anyway, I am partaking in a little bit of the apple juice on ice with some cherries, as we like to call it, the Flying Pickle Production Studio.
I have Mountain Dew.
Yeah, there you go. So yeah, I was just telling everyone what happened. So we got our money refunded. We got 2 free film passes. We ate a bag of popcorn and a giant Coke, and we got to see the Q&A. I can play a little bit of the Q&A for you guys, but I want to give it all away tonight. I'll play the rest of the Q&A for you guys tomorrow. And if I find a way to, I can like upload it to, how do I do it? I'll upload it to YouTube as like not public, but just upload it to YouTube, and then I'll play it back on my show tomorrow night through StreamYard. How does that sound? Sound cool? But yeah, so the QR code, for whatever reason, when you click that, you're supposed to see your city and your movie theater pop up there, and you get to ask a question. And there wasn't an option for Dublin. So there was an option for some other cities and theaters near us. I decided to choose San Francisco, the AMC. They have a big, beautiful, big movie theater on Van Ness there. I think it's still operating. And I chose that one, and I asked my question as if I was there. I don't know if that was fair or not, but considering everything we went through, waiting, I'm going to turn this down a little bit because it's a little crazy hot on my face. Considering it was a pain in the butt what we went through and
Mhm.
waited, and we were listening to music on Imax sound, so that was cool. But
Right.
for that long of a period of time, it was just a lot of people were complaining, and so they said they were going to play the movie after the Q&A. They should be able to play it. So I think there had something to do with probably how they were being play. So I think
Mhm.
it's like a digital thing that they get sent, right? It's probably some kind of a code thing that
Yeah.
you click into or whatever. Everything's done online now, right? And their download thing, however it's done, they weren't allowed. They weren't able to somehow get into it. Somebody
Mhm.
dealing with the system at IMAX or whoever, screwed up. And it's not like they lost a lot of money because there was maybe 25 people in the theater total,
Mhm.
because they weren't really advertising this very strongly. I only
Right.
because I've been really, really following the Spinal
I only
Taps,
heard it from you.
right? I've been really, really following the Spinal Tap stuff, and I noticed on I think Facebook and Instagram somewhere in and then online too. I was always looking for
Mhm.
stuff, looking at videos and whatnot. And they mentioned that there's going to be a special preview showing with Q&A on this Wednesday night, 2 days before the actual official opening, which is what they talked about on like Kimmel and everything else. They didn't never mention this at all. That there's a Q&A on Kimmel or nothing. That Friday is the real show. So you
Mhm.
have to, I guess, be a fan, obviously. You have to be a fan to be
Yeah.
aware of this. And I was waiting for it. As a matter of fact, there is even a book out that I want to get.
Recently did it.
I gotta, and I was hoping that there was a way through the Q&A and through this whole situation to get a signed copy of the book, because I thought maybe if
Mhm.
you're there for that, you might be able to get a signed copy of the book. So I'm going to try to find out about how to go about getting a signed copy of the book from him. But this one old lady, really nice lady, she was
Mhm.
complaining, of course, like everyone else. We have to wait in a long line and get our money refunded and blah blah blah. But they gave us, like I said, they paid us back and they gave us new tickets. And then they said you can watch the Q&A, which we did. Now the old lady, I dropped my sweetie back off at home because she gets up early. Like I do too. I get up at the same time she does. Basically, I'll make breakfast and stuff. And six o'clock ish, right? 6:30 at the
Yeah.
latest. Like 6:15. I'm usually in the kitchen. So I wake up with her because she teaches at a Montessori school, and a late night on a weeknight, it's not an easy thing for her to do. As a matter
Exactly.
of
Yeah.
fact, when you and Brenton and I walked in, she
Yeah.
was
She was already.
meditating in her bedroom, in the
Yeah.
bedroom. She was meditating because she knew I was going to be coming home. But she said to me that when I walked in, it woke her out of her meditation. She had just started for like 2 minutes barely, and she was in like a stupor. It was really weird. And then she had a headache, and then I'm like, oh no, was it again the lady that she works with wearing too strong of perfume? Because she was getting a headache last week due to that.
Mhm. Mhm.
But it wasn't that. Anyway, she has trouble sleeping. A lot of women her age, it's not unusual, and they're men too. But definitely she's had trouble for the last few years dealing with that. And so after I said, oh, okay, I won't disturb you, and then you guys left, and I was waiting around for a while, like a good
Mhm.
another half an hour. By the time I was about to go in there when I heard her come, get up from the bed and move around. And I'm like, okay, thank God. 5:45. The movie starts at 6. We got to get over there.
Yeah.
Well, she was all worried, and we are all worried. Oh, it's gonna start already, and blah blah blah. I know they'll probably have some kind of thing. They're gonna always have some kind of a
Right. Because
thing.
it's not like you're going to a normal movie and there's just going to be
No.
20 minutes of trailers. You know.
Hmm. So they had that screen up, right? I'll show you guys again. I don't think there's that many more people here since the very beginning when I started this, but
No, but I didn't see
they
it.
had this, like I have in the thumbnail, up on the screen
Mhm.
with all their music playing in the background.
Yeah. Oh, that's cool.
Come on. So they had. Oops. Okay. Dee-dee-dee-dee. That was probably me at Danville Music. So this was on the
Probably.
screen, and then they just had the music in the background playing. So
Okay.
you can see the people in front of us, their heads right there, right? Like
Yeah.
Mystery Theater Science 2000. Remember that? The robots and the
Yep.
guy. Anyway, so the bottom line is no movie, and I went back hoping that, and I saw the old lady coming out who was complaining before, and she's like, "All, yeah, they told us in 5 minutes they'll be able to start it, but then they weren't able to, and we waited another 30 minutes and nothing, you know." And I'm like, "Oh, that's such a bummer." And then she was telling me that she'd actually seen the band, or they're not really a band, but
Mhm.
they are a band because they actually do play the instruments, by the way, guys.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
yeah, they did play at some point in the Bay
I
Area,
saw Dave.
and she saw them. She said she saw them live. And Johnny said he saw them too, like in the 90s, in the early 90s. He saw them at the Fox Theater in Oakland. That's a
Oh,
great place, by the way.
well, I remember Johnny was. Is that the same one? Because Johnny literally was talking about that when we were at your house that he saw Spinal Tap at the Fox
Yeah,
Theater.
yeah, there you go. So he'd seen them at the Fox Theater, and this old lady saw them. She said in the city. So I guess maybe
Oh,
she
okay.
meant the city. She might have been talking about Fox Theater. I don't know where else. So we might be able to look up
Fox Theater's
Johnny
right
Lies.
there
Mike
off of
was says
60th.
Johnny Lies.
Well, I mean, Fox
uh,
Theater is right there
well,
off of
yeah, I
60th.
know all the
Yeah.
Daves, Mike. I know all the Daves, all three of the Daves. There's three Daves. At least there used to be all three. But yeah, man. Oh, right on. Okay, you saw a bunch of stuff like that. Mike Wood's got all kinds of stuff in the chat here. Yeah. Yeah, they have to download the movie. See, yeah, exactly, right? So there was some issue with the download. And yeah, the city is SF. That's what I say, right?
The
The town
town
is
is also.
Oakland. That's right. Yeah, Oaktown. That's right, man.
Oh,
I know what
yeah.
you're
Okay.
talking about.
Yeah.
Oaktown, the city. Yeah.
Okay.
Dave Tyler lives. What? Oh, next door to your mom. That's crazy. Yeah, dude. They did really well with that store. I actually shot a
This is cool.
nearly 30-minute long video inside of that place today. But unlike Johnny Bean, I don't want to put up like a video every day. So maybe I will put that video up tomorrow. Why not? Might as well, But we had a great time inside Danville Music. By the way, that shop, great shop, huh?
Yeah, that was a cool
Once
shot.
in a while, man, they have Andersons in there too. They didn't have any this time. They had a lot of really nice Sir guitars, some Duesenbergs, a mayonnaise guitar in there, and they even had what was the one that you said you'd never seen before and never heard of before, but they had one of those there. Let me look it
Well,
up.
I was the milkman that I was looking at. Oh, but the Nova.
The Novo. The Novo.
Novo. Okay, Nova.
Yeah, they
Novo.
had a
Novo.
really nice semi-hollow Novo guitar in a crackle, or was it a crackle, or was it just swamp ash? I think it was a swamp ash,
Just Swamp Ash.
like a turquoise blue with binding.
Yeah.
It was badass looking guitar, right? Dude, that place is so great. They have so many like amazing amps and guitars in there. And then when we
And
walked into the PRS
seeing how
section,
many lessons that they do
you
and
can
that are
see they
constantly
do
coming in and out, you can tell,
constant.
like, okay, this is a place you would want to learn music too.
Not only do they have a lot of lawyer guitars in there, and they go through them, dude. They don't stick around long. Those ones in the glass case there, they go through
Mhm.
those. People buy those, and they do advertise online. By the way, I mentioned to you guys when we were in there, Phil McKnight bought, I think, a
Octo.
Majesty. He was looking for a Majesty, and he bought. Hey, Ockers, there you are, man. Yeah, he's jonesing for that Esquire, right?
He's trying to sell. Hey, if anybody wants a kidney,
Anyone need a
Octopus Spears
kidney?
is selling.
Octopus needs to buy a Esquire telly that they had there, a custom shop, like reissue, kind of road worn, as if it was that old, right? It looked amazing. So I'll post up that video. Johnny also shot video of Brent, and I think he might have already posted that video of Johnny. I mean, of Brent playing that telly or that Esquire, right? Because they were
I've only
prior
seen.
to it being an Esquire,
Yeah.
they were. Didn't they call them? They called it something that Gretsch said you can't call it, like something else. And then they said you can't call it that. We already have that name. What one of their drums are called? I forget what it was. Anyway, and they couldn't call it that, so they then became the no name. They had the no name ones, and then they had the Esquires, and then they started making the Telecasters.
Oh,
So
okay.
the Esquires have just the one pickup, from what I understand.
That's what I was talking to Brent because
Mm,
he was he was talking about it. I'm like, what's an Esquire?
right.
I'm like, I don't know.
That
And
was the first ever telly.
as soon as he said it, I was like, oh,
The
okay. I just
no-casters.
never heard it called that, but it makes sense.
And then there were the the broadcaster. Thank you, Akirs. Yeah. So the broadcaster was the name that Gretsch said, no, we already used that for our drums. You can't use that.
Mhm.
It's silly. It's just like when they wanted to call it a vibrato bar or a vibrato like bridge.
Mhm.
They weren't allowed to call it that either because somebody else already had vibrato bridge. So they had to call it a tremolo bridge, which makes no sense at all. Like, you know,
Yeah.
logically for what it does.
Yeah.
But yeah, no neck pickup. Yeah, exactly. That's what the Esquire is. And you know, some people play just the one pickup anyway. As a matter of fact, what's really interesting is Morello, for example, he plays in the neck pickup only on his tellies, which is
Yeah.
something most people don't know unless
Yeah.
they're
And he has his he has because he still has them both though. But what he does
yeah,
is he just turns down the usually the
yep,
volumes for his bridge, and then uses he goes back and forth with his
yeah.
three-way
He
switch and
uses
uses it as a
the
kill
switch
switch.
to do like the kill switch.
Yeah, that's how he does the solo to Killing in the Name of.
Right. That's
And
awesome.
yeah,
Yeah.
so
So we had a great day hanging out, playing some music in here, getting loud as F, right? This is the first time that the lady upstairs said that it was loud this time. But we were shaking the place. We had 2 amps with 2 bys, you know. Well,
yeah,
no, I think one was the
Katana,
1 by and 1 by.
Katana's one, yeah,
Yeah, the Katana, and so is
but it still gets loud.
the yeah, the deluxe reverb is also a single 12. You know, but it was loud. And then we had, you know, I decided at one point I had to match your scooped metal tone there and had to plug into the because there was no mids. There
I
was no way
didn't
to cut
change
the
anything
mids.
of me. I just played. It's just
Right,
whatever
right. But you were
someone else
playing in the
dialed it
Katana.
in.
You had it in the Katana, and the
Yeah.
Katana
Oh
has
yeah.
different settings,
Yeah.
right?
So that was just whatever
It can
Brett
mimic.
had to set.
Yeah, it's a simulating amp, right?
No,
Whereas
the Katana. So the whole thing about the Katana is it's an actual power-driven power amp
right,
in it, though. So the whole thing of like when the saturation of it is still very much like a
right,
power-driven analog
right.
sound, but so it's not as much of it's not a modeler, really.
Well, it does have amp like simulation. So it
Yes.
can simulate other amp sounds. So you can make it
Yeah.
sound like a Marshall and a Fender and a this and a that. That's the
Yeah.
point I'm making. So you
Okay.
were able to get that chunky, you know,
Yeah.
metal sound, right?
It's called brown for a reason.
Uh, well, that's what they started to call it. I'm gonna go at this angle.
That's the setting on the Katana. It's called brown.
Right, right, because they're calling it the
It's
brown
the brown
sound.
sound.
Yeah. But let's get this angle because that looks better than a curtain, right? Johnny, as a matter of fact, he was saying that he really liked my get this light out of the way there. He was saying that he really liked the angle from the curtains this way, showing the room like this, and so that is something I have planned for the future. Hey, what's up? Holly Lewis is in here too. Yeah, right.
It's because
There
it
you
looks
go.
like that.
Yeah, exactly, and it shows like the whole studio. Yeah, and so that is something planned. It's a little preview of the future.
It'd be cool
Because
if you had, like you said, like just had a little cut camera too.
yeah, I'm gonna have. I actually bought these cameras a while ago, but what's funny is that they're 1080p HD security cameras,
Oh,
and I've been planning to get one of those docks, like the Black Magic one or something like that, like this Mini
yeah.
Pro things to be able to use those. But I believe Roland makes one now that's like cheaper even, and I think it's multi-camera. So I'm gonna look into that one because someone mentioned it on Johnny's show, I think, just the other day. So we'll see. Hola, oops. Hola,
I was
hola,
like, no, Holly, it's just Ola
hola.
England.
I like Ola English.
I was like, nah, it's just Ola England.
The face, as he said, the guy with the face on Johnny's
I'm
show.
like, I have that shirt somewhere around here.
That was funny. It was funny because I asked him when I met Ola. I asked him this question. I says, "Why do you say it chugs when everyone else says, when he's the one who says it chugs.
Mm-hmm.
What's the other way of saying like what the metal kind of thing sounds like?
Gent.
Gent. Yeah, everyone else gents, but for whatever reason, Ola
Oh,
chugs.
because he's more old school with Pantera. It's
So,
he's
so,
he's a dime bag guy.
so he's
The whole gent
a
thing
chugger.
is the new.
So back in those dime days, did they not gent? Did they chug? Did they call it
No,
chugging? Who
they
called
called
it
it
chugging?
they called it chugging.
They did. Okay, so they
Yeah.
called it chugging.
No,
So Ola chugs. Everyone else
yeah.
gents these
Yeah,
days.
gent is
But
more of like the Jared Dines. It's the
gotcha.
more choppier style.
So I had to ask Ola, Ola, so why do you say it chugs when everyone else says it gents? And he's like, well, because it chugs. And I'm like a choo-choo, right? Like chugs. Oh, I gotta hit this obviously now. All right, so here we go. I bought this online, and I bought this at the airport in Frankfurt.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember. Yeah.
The craziest place. And the one sound I really like on here is this one that says goal. But it just sounds like it's just like, yeah, roll, go.
Yeah. I was like, don't make me bring out Morgan Freeman.
Oh, I love Morgan Freeman. This one also has a pretty good, oh, yeah. Oh, that's not it. That's not it. I think the battery's getting old on this one, too. Let's see. What else does it do? It does whoop, 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 whoop. Oh, womp, 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 womp. That's what tonight was. Tonight was a big night of... Yeah, that's right. Because Spinal Tap Part 2, the end never continued because it never even began.
Morgan Freeman says wop, 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 wop.
Exactly. Morgan Freeman says wop, 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 wop. That's great. Yeah, so I'm glad you did the sound effects. Yeah, right? Yeah, what would be the show? What would the show be without the sound effects, right? We got this one too. This was oh, it fell down. There's also this also happened today. That's kind of how I felt the whole time. And yeah, there's another one here that kind of sound. It was like this too. Pretty much that. It was basically a fart of a no movie. so we were
Freeman is that
like tragically, yeah. The sound effects saved it. Tragically, it was a real like true to life kind of Spinal Tap moment. And the lady outside, the old lady too, she even said, I wonder if they did it on purpose just to have like the drama of a Spinal Tap.
I wonder if Spinal Tap did it on purpose.
There you go. Did Spinal Tap do it on purpose?
Did Spinal Tap do it on purpose at the Hacienda movie theater?
I think so. That's awesome, dude.
Yeah, I have a voice mod on my computer.
I noticed.
The narrator is back. So
that's awesome. So I don't see. Here's the problem. I don't know when I'm gonna get to see it next because tomorrow I'm going to DLR with Johnny and Bay Area Rich, right? Saturday I have a job all day in the city. It's gonna take me till I probably won't get home till like 7. Now I was trying to talk my sweetie. Let's go and see it Saturday night. She's like, I'll just wait till it's on the movie on the TV. I don't want to anyway. And I'm like, okay,
that far.
I get it. She doesn't want to have to go see it in the theater. And she doesn't like the loud music, and she's not a rocker chick. Okay, so you guys got to understand one thing about my wife. All right, we're not married, but we're 15 years together now this October. And the bottom line is, I'm lucky to have her in my life. The bottom line is that she grew up in Peru. They weren't rich. Only the rich kids got to go to those concerts where you see like 100,000 people at one show because they only come through there once in a blue moon, and you have to be in Lima. So you'd have to like take a bus or fly to Lima to go see a show and then pay the exorbitant fee for the ticket to go to the show. and then there's another 100,000 other Peruvians and other Argentinians and Costa Ricans and whoever could make it go see whatever show it is that you're going to see there, because unlikely that they're going to be everywhere, right?
Right.
And the thing is she never went to concerts or live music like that. She saw musicians and stuff, but she went to movies like everyone, and she listened to the radio and heard all the songs that we all grew up onto, plus all the Latin stuff, But she never went to a concert, And I didn't go to one until I was 14. My first concert was Beatlemania in a theater in Denver, Colorado, downtown Denver, with a friend of mine. And the parents let us go, just the two of us. They dropped us off and picked us up, but they let us go to the show. And I thought it was cool because some guy lit up a doobie when they started doing the Revolution song. But it wasn't until then that someone lit up inside the theater, but that's kind of funny. But as a matter of fact, they had 4 separate bands playing the Beatles during that show. So it wasn't just one group. It was 4 different actual groups, doing them. Cool. And they were so spot on, dude. I mean,
sweet.
They nailed it. I mean, if you ever saw or heard about Beatlemania, the theater show, it was really, really special. Really, really something. Look it up.
I have heard of it. Yeah,
I think
Holly,
I've heard of it. What I'm talking about, right? Yeah. Yeah. After the movie, you can't go.
Yeah.
Oh, Ron, what's up? So what if the whole deal with the movie was set up that way? Because in Spinal Tap, everything can go wrong. Oh, there. See, it's happening to me now. And it does go wrong. And maybe that was just part of it. That's what the old lady, I was starting to say, that's what the old lady was saying, that maybe they did it on purpose, but why would they do
maybe
that?
It wasn't just, maybe it wasn't just you guys.
But here, it wasn't just our theater. There were some other theaters that had an issue with it, but to be honest,
I looked it up also on Google, because I feel like people would tweet about it a little bit.
Right.
And nothing pops up.
No.
Nothing pops up.
To me, what's interesting is that I doubt they would do that, because even if it would cost them some money, you don't want to piss off your patrons of sorts, and people that patronize, or they come and watch your stuff, whatever they call that. Is that patronizing? That's patronizing. Patreoning. It's supporting. Anyway.
Yeah.
So, and then secondly, the other reason why I don't think that would be reality is that movie theaters it's already tough. There are already people. I mean, that theater was completely rebuilt and redone on the inside. It's magnificent inside that theater.
And no one goes
and
there.
Nobody freaking goes. They're trying to buy a monthly $12 subscription, or $20 subscription, and you can come see as many movies as you want, as all month long, monthly subscription.
Yeah.
Oh man, is that your internet or mine? Could be
that was a little bit on mine.
Yeah. So the bottom line is that they're having trouble putting people into the seats there, and everything is awesome there. They even have wine, they have beer, they have drinks.
Oh, it's one of those.
They have food. They have everything there, man. They have ice cream. They have a special ice cream thing there with the dibs and the dabs and the this and the that, and like a little. They have everything, and nobody goes because
theater I want to go
to. Dude, you guys should have stuck around, but you wouldn't have seen anything.
I'm glad we didn't,
because night again, and I don't know if I can pull that off on a weeknight.
Yeah, I was good. I was like, and Brent has a bunch of plans tomorrow.
Yeah, you do it at Cinemark, but if I was closer to Dublin, it's great, right? Do they at Cinemark? Do they have all the new seats, and they have Imax? I mean, certain special things I don't think you get to take part in. Like, let's say this was probably a special thing, but otherwise, like typical movie showings, no problem. It's like back in the day, we used to sneak from one theater to the other and back and forth, like during the summertime and matinees and stuff. You get half off. And I remember seeing Flash Gordon in the first Star Wars, I don't know how many freaking times with my friend Corey back then, because we'd go to the Millbrae Theater take the bus down from Burlingame to the Millbrae Theater and watch movies over and over again down there. It was fun. And they didn't care.
That was nice.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I remember one of my favorite bands right now.
Like a rated R thing or something, but go ahead.
Yeah, I know that one of my favorite bands, it was The Warning. They recently also just did a viewing at the IMAXs all around, too recently. but they didn't have an issue.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
no problem.
it's kind of for those reasons, I don't think that they would want to take on, the negative publicity of it, and they don't need to. They already have the shtick. They don't need to another shtick for the shtick. I don't
Yeah.
think they would do that to their fans and stuff. And plus, this way it costed, the theater, and probably IMAX is going to be paying for this. I bet you. Whoever blew it, right? It's going to cost them extra because they not only refunded our money, but they also gave us 2 free passes. So
No, places like IGN and
horror
stuff are already
movies.
coming out with their reviews of it, so it definitely played somewhere else.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you guys want to see a little bit of the Q&A? Let's play that. We'll do a little Q&A for you guys here. So I videoed the entire Q&A. I did take some pictures as well. Like here's Rob Reiner, aka that's during the Q&A there. I'll go solo me for this one here. Marty DeBergi, aka Rob Reiner. And from what I understand, this was Rob Reiner's very first film.
Really?
Yeah. It's the first movie he ever produced was Spinal Tap. Look it up. Somebody look it up. I think it's true. Yeah, Meathead, right? Yeah. What was the name of that show? I never really watched that show very much. Oh yeah, where I think they were talking about like what was like the most memorable kind of moment thing, and he was talking about when they did Big Bottom and they had 19 basses on stage or something like that, and he's like, "Yeah, it was loud." Dang. Come on. All right. And you guys have seen the TV show. You probably haven't, Alex, but there was a TV show in the 70s we all grew up on called Laverne and Shirley.
I mean, I know the show.
That kind of came out of the Happy Days.
Oh, All in the Family, Mike was saying.
All in the Family, that's right, yeah. And I don't know if you guys knew this, but I just learned this just the other day. The comedian actor here and writer who plays Nigel Tufnell, he's in real life married to Jamie Lee Curtis of Halloween and Trading Places fame and Spies, or not Spies Like Us, but True Lies, I think it was called, where Schwarzenegger and she are married and he's a spy and she finds out and then they become spies together at the end. Hope I didn't give too much away for you. But yeah, Jamie Lee Curtis is married to Nigel Tufnell. The actor Michael something or another. Okay, we're starting on 11 there we are. Started on 11. We got 11 seconds going down. Here we go. And this is, I'm going to show you guys Q&A. 2, 1. Oh, no.
Los Angeles and around the country who are watching here in your IMAX theaters, I want to welcome everybody. I'm Marty DeBergi, who thank you very much. I made the film that you just saw, and with me tonight are the 3 principal members of Spinal Tap. To my left, David St. Hubbins, Nigel Tufnell, guitar hero, and Derek Smalls. Now, I should let everyone in on the fact that tonight was the first time that the band members have seen the film. Now, I know initially when they saw the first film, they weren't all that thrilled. So I'm a little bit nervous right now because I'm going to get for the first time their reaction to the film they just saw. So, David, do you want to go first? Really, they say, fool me once, shame on you.
Oops.
Fool me twice, shame on you again, because you did the same thing you did before. Really? Oh, now I feel really bad. No, listen, I thought we were just living our lives and playing our gig, but you got all personal, and you start showing us we don't want to be seen like that. We're vulnerable. Well, we don't want to be vulnerable. Listen, I'm just a documentary filmmaker. I'm a fly on the wall. I mean, I just put the camera where you guys are, and this is what happened. I don't control what happens. You guys do.
Fly on the floor. All right. I'm not going to show the whole thing because what I'm planning to do, hold on, it's in the right angle. What I'm planning to do is upload that to YouTube as a private video, and then pull it up on the screen, as a present screen video on let me bring you back on my show tomorrow night. So I'll play the entire thing. I'll do it in the entirety. You guys get to watch the entire Q&A thing. That'll be cool, right?
Yay, Octo made it home.
It'll be worth it, right? Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was hard to hear. I know. That's why I'm gonna have to do it that way so you guys can properly hear it, because I've got the mic against the microphone of the phone, but it's still, the phone is loud, and it's already like what 10 o'clock, 10:15 here. Bottom line is, I'll be able to present it to you guys that way. You guys can actually see and hear it in way better form than off a overlit screen, or every time it changes angles on their cameras there, it just keeps washing out. So it should sound a lot better tomorrow and look perfect, right? Because my phone actually shoots amazing video. Wait till you see the Danville music video that I shot. Some cool guitars there, man. That Blue Jean one, man, right?
Yeah, that was a really cool one.
That PRS, man. There's a Blue Jean guitar there. Damn, it looks.
And you got to get the Wrangler strap to go with it.
Yeah, the Wrangler strap. Right? Man, I'd probably buy a Franklin. Look, check it out, dude. I have something like that right now. Black denim, black denim, made by Franklin. I didn't know about them. Brent has been gaga over Franklin straps forever, and he's got a really nice, like, dark, kind of like, what color is that? Kind of like some kind of a blood, dried blood leather color. Anyway, Brent, are you still there? Yeah, dude. What is the color of your strap?
His strap?
Yeah, they didn't have time. Yeah, he has that really nice leather strap that he had on his guitar today.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is oxblood. I was going to say,
Oxblood. Okay.
But yeah, I was going to say that, but I thought oxblood was darker. The new Gibson oxblood guitar is almost black. I think it's a little too dark. Yeah, but Johnny shot some. I think Johnny said, we were talking on the phone, like on his drive home. He did like 4 separate videos today. I did the morning one about the, if you guys haven't seen it, the latest Mammoth WVH, Mammoth Wolf Van Halen video is up. Check that out. And then Johnny went live here, and then he did another live from Brent playing, I guess, through that Milkman with that Esquire at Danville Music, and then he shot another video at Guitar Center on his way home through San Jose.
Yeah, I saw that one. I literally like sat down and I was like looking at my phone. And I'm like, oh, Johnny went live again.
So it's rare that I do a video on a Wednesday night at 10 something o'clock, but here I am because I had to talk about the Spinal Tap Part 2, The End Never Began, Catastrophe, because we didn't get to see the
It
movie.
never even began.
And one other thing is, I swear to God, on my TV or somewhere I saw that you can actually stream the new movie tomorrow, which makes no sense at all, because they're talking about Friday the 12th being the day you can actually view it in the theaters, and that's the only way to see it. They're posting it all over, like, only way to see it is on Friday, which supposedly we were gonna be able to see it tonight, but we couldn't. So I guess maybe they weren't lying. I do know some stuff that happens, so I might, if you don't want to know anything about the movie and what happens, now plug
Run
your
away.
ears. Okay, I'm going to give
Run
you
away.
30 seconds now to find earbuds or plug your ears or run away, go get coffee, drinks, bathroom, whatever. But real quick, one of the things that they do give up a little bit of what happens in the movie through the Q&A questions, and my question actually was about this. I'll tell you about at the end, but one of the things that happens near the end of the movie is Nigel's dream of the Stonehenge being properly put up. The stage set of the Stonehenge thing. They do have it in the second movie. He does get to have that on stage, but Elton John is also with the band, and they all get crushed by the Stonehenges falling on them. So that's something that I just gave away. That does happen in the new movie. Another thing that happens, I think, has something to do. Well, maybe I shouldn't give away that part. I'm not going to give away anymore. Okay, that's it. Nope. Go watch the movie. But it's cool, and I'm sure it's good. The audience that was at the Man's Chinese Theater, where they actually filmed the Q&A live, right? They did the questions that they pulled from the internet. What you have to do is you have to click on the QR code that I showed earlier in the show tonight. You have to click on that to then put your name and the theater that you saw it at and your question in. Now, they, for whatever reason, didn't have our theater on that list. So something happened with the whole system there. Somebody messed up.
Yeah.
So I said that I was watching it from the San Francisco theater. That's where I was born. So I'm like, all right, I'm going to put San Francisco. And my question was, will Spinal Tap ever perform live at the actual Stonehenge in England? And if so, can I play live with them? That was my question. You got to dream big if you're going to dream, right?
Might as well.
Dude, that's one thing I excel at. I dream big, and so far, like what's happened in my life with the studio and the music, I mean, winning that Rolly Seaboard thing, winning other stuff. I mean, getting things from subscribers.
Things can happen.
I mean, I just think if I stay on this track here, it's just going to get better and better. Right, Johnny?
There you go.
Bigger and better and more. I mean, I got to go to Hennings. I went to Summit. I mean,
they didn't want to field questions from the angry patrons that didn't get to see it.
So
why is the movie playing?
That would have been cool if we could have called a 1-800 number or something. Hey, I was here. I was there. And there was no movie. And we waited and waited and waited and waited and nothing. But you know what? It was cool. It was almost more cool to be part of that select group who didn't really get to see it yet. And maybe they'll do something for us. Maybe they'll send us a free book, signed book, or the new album. I want to get the book.
The real Spinal Tap experience.
Well, dude, I totally want to get the book, because why not? Okay. And secondly, I mean, you got to have that music on vinyl, right? I mean, it's classic. To me, what's so cool about Spinal Tap is kind of like the whole Steel Panther thing, the whole idea.
I was going to say, yeah.
Is that, if we can't laugh at ourselves at our most silliest, silliest Henning would probably say, the silliest. If we can't laugh at how people take like this kind of stuff, like music, so seriously, like the industry does, if you can't be like Queen when they did, that song, right?
Mhm.
If you can't do something like "We Are the Champions," "We Will Rock You," if you can't do any of that kind of stuff without some kind of a smirking kind of grin, behind it all, that I'm making a joke on the whole world here, you know. I mean, if you don't get that, then, and I think that's why, honestly, heavy metal. Did you know this? This is true science. Look it up. People that listen to heavy metal, who grew up listening and appreciate heavy metal music, they are actually known to be more grounded and stable than the rest of humanity. So they're actually some of the most stable, grounded people
Mhm.
per capita, overall. And I think it has a lot to do with the fact that, okay, number one, they don't really have any fear or believe in that there's a devil, because they make fun of them. I mean, if anyone thinks that heavy metal music listeners actually worship Satan, they're just stupid, because there is absolutely nobody that I've ever known that was into heavy metal music that was a Satan worshiper, or anyone that ever came up to him and say, "Hey, I really you want to join me worshiping Satan?" There is none of that existing. It's just BS. Okay, and then
Yeah.
you got unfortunately, these people that do believe that there is a Satan and or any kind of like evil existing thing like that, who believe in God, of course, that there's like some kind of an existing God that's got everything all in their control, and they make everything happen the way it all happens. So now those people, and I don't want to piss off a lot of people, but I probably will right now. Well, out of the 8 people that I'm watching, the bottom line is that those people get all worked up because they want to find something or somebody to blame for their troubles. And that's
Mhm.
why human beings created God in the first place. They wanted to create some reason for them to at least rationalize or understand why good and bad things that happen to them exist. They
Mhm.
don't understand that really it's just stuff going on that happens. And if you think you're any more special than, say, that bug that just got smushed by somebody or eaten by some other creature, or something else happening somewhere, of supernova going off and wiping out an entire planet or something, that could happen to us, by
Mhm.
the way, you guys.
Yeah.
Any moment now, zap, boom, we're done. And it's happened before, by the way. There were more than one in the history of the earth, as far as we can understand through geological and other
Been like 4
studies.
big mass
Yeah,
extinctions
there
that
were
we
mass
know of.
extinctions, at least. Yeah, 4 mass extinctions of
That we
creatures
know of.
were on the earth. So for the majority of them, and we
Yeah.
still rose up somehow. And I think we were down to near 1,000 or maybe 5,000 max humans at one point, or
Mhm.
hominid type, humanoid type creatures during the last like major ice age, because that's all that
Mhm.
survived. And when we are and those are our ancestors. So I mean, you can imagine like that kind of stuff going on. So people want to have something to blame or something to believe in or whatever, and I get that, and there's a place for it, and I think it's perfectly okay. I believe in something too. I believe that there's a purpose to it all. I think there's a consciousness that we're all connected to in some way, and our creative kind of expressions into the world are part of what is an ever expanding expression and exploration and discovery and feeling and experiencing consciousness in the universe, because there's not a lot of life that we've been able to yet locate out there, and we've got some pretty freaking good science now. Up to this point,
Mhm.
we can freaking see pretty far and understand quite a bit, but it's still like it's like looking through a pinhole like that at the
Yeah.
universe, and that's the problem. You're looking through like this pinhole of space-time that we're able to observe, and
Yeah. Exactly.
we haven't lived long enough to see enough of it. We
And we
haven't
have and
observed
and
enough of
there's
it.
the issue of the dilation of
Right.
what we're seeing is not
Yeah.
even actually what's maybe
It's
even
not
there.
the now right now.
Yeah.
It's having to take a lot of time to get to us. So we may not even exist anymore by the time some other
Our
existing
light hits
life
them.
form.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just the time.
Exactly.
People a lot of people, I think, don't quite understand unless they've, done the level of study of, obviously you and I have,
Mm.
of understanding how far everything is and how long it takes for any of that data, if you want to call it the light and whatever information,
Mhm.
whatever you want to call something we can measure, as we'll call it data, because we create, like, we put everything in a box and we call it data. So the information that we're able to observe, the things that we can see and measure with our senses, which are limited like hell too. We can't see a lot of the spectrum
Yeah.
that other beings on this planet can actually see
Yeah,
and
exactly.
understand and feel, or whatever level of understanding they have. I don't know. Maybe more than us. But the bottom line is
I'm still
exactly.
here.
Oh, there you go. Battery
No, I'm
died.
still here. I'm still here. Just battery died on camera.
I gotta plug it in. But the bottom line is, man, we know quite a bit, but we can only get so much data on what's out there, and that's part of it. So we have to create these things like God and this, that, and the other thing to soften the blow of the fact that, we don't, it's scary. It's a scary thing that, you're in the dark. You're in the dark of it all, right? Yeah. Happy AC. And there you go. Yeah, I'm kind of like, I don't even know what they call what I am, but I'm kind of like a metaphysicist or something. What do they call it? Somebody I believe that there's this consciousness we're connected to out there, because I've been able to manifest things into being in a way, in a really weird way, not like every time I want to, like I want to win the lotto now, give it to me money,
Right.
not quite like that, but like the Rolly Seaboard thing, for example. That's one of those things I knew that day I had to be there, and I had to be,
Yep.
and I was there within like 10 minutes of having to sign up to it. And one guy, when I was playing this one keyboard that Stevie Wonder was playing before me, he's like, "Hey, did you sign up to the thing?" I'm like, "Oh, I almost forgot to do that." But he's like, "Yeah, you better do it." I was like, 5 minutes, they're gonna call the name. I'm like, "Oh, really?" I'm like, "What are they doing?" I'm like, "You got to go around the thing over there." And I go around the thing over there after I sign up, and there's like 50 people sitting there waiting for it to happen, right? They call like 7 different people's names who weren't there. And at that 7th thing, when they called, I even said to myself, you know what? It's got to be me, because they keep
Now
calling.
what
me.
else is
Like,
getting
it's
it?
got to be me. It's gonna be. And then I even say to myself, like, I'm gonna win this thing, and boom, they call my freaking name, and I freaked the hell out. Wow, I couldn't believe I even knew that this was gonna happen somehow. So
Yeah,
it's
the recent
weird.
thing I'm getting, that's kind of how it went with me. I was like, I watched the news video. I'm like, might as well just enter it, just see what happens,
Yeah.
But I'm like, I
I'm
feel
sure
like I'm
everybody
gonna be the one.
everybody says that when they sign up to things, and everybody hopes that's gonna be them this time.
Right? And I was just like,
But
okay.
but there is something to like how things happen. And you can believe it or not, it doesn't matter. There's I have this book on fallacies. It's very interesting, because one of the things it says, some of these fallacies are that, okay, so you think that if you believe in something, then it's true, or if somebody else believes in something, then it's true. If everyone believes in something, then it's true. But are any of these things truly true? Like back in the day, everyone thought we were the center of the universe, and not the sun, the center. I mean,
Yeah.
they killed people for spreading
Exactly. Yeah.
knowledge that it was not quite
You're
that
a witch.
yeah. So the bottom line is, what is truth? I was talking to Brent a little while back. We were talking earlier this summer, maybe spring. I wanted to do a show with him because he and I have had some really interesting conversations, and it's nice to have somebody with a younger, like you, to a younger person's perspective on how they see the world. And I wanted to call the show something like "You Can't Handle the Truth," or the real truth, or something like that, right? And it would be topics, everything's on the board, and you can throw anything on the board of this show. And it could be politics, it could be whatever, and we're just going to talk it out. And who cares? There's no winner, there's no loser. We're just going to talk it. We're going to talk it out and just go at it, right? And that's why it would be about the truth, because to me, truth can be, a fickle thing.
Yeah.
Like from a certain point of view, like Yoda would say, or the Obi-Wan character, or whoever it was that says, well, from a certain point of view, it's true that Darth Vader, killed your father. It's perspective.
Yeah.
And perspective has a lot to do with understanding of whatever the occurrences that, whatever occurs, and how you perceive the world, and we all come from different experiences through our lives. And I think that's why there's so much chaos in the world right now.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of chaos in the world right now, I think, because everyone has a different perspective on how the world is or should be, and they all think they're right, or they all want to prove that their point is the more correct or better point of how it should be. And everyone believes that they equally have a right to their perspective, and whose truth is true, right? But it's like the old saying, like, well, if the tree falls in the woods and you're not there to hear it, does it make a sound? Well, I bet you other creatures and animals that have ears that were around there do hear it.
Yeah.
I think yes, I'm a realist in that sense. When it comes,
It still moves air.
It moves air, pushes molecules through space.
Yeah, Ron, I think I accepted it.
You finally accepted, Ron. Good for you.
Yeah, you just
Okay, we're gonna give you a clap for that one. There you go. Yeah, Obi-Wan said it, right? That was one of the later ghosts. The later
yeah. I was thinking Obi-Wan said it.
Force spirit or force ghost. Or
It was more Ben Kenobi.
Ben, not Obi.
Well, he gave up Obi. He gave up the name of Obi-Wan.
Okay, that was at the time when it was Ben. But then
he goes that's when he goes into hiding.
He goes into hiding. He's cutting meat.
I think they talk more about that in the Obi-Wan series. Yeah.
Right. I actually really enjoyed the Obi-Wan series, but in some ways I thought, come on, that's bullshit that he was that afraid. To me, it didn't make sense to create the character.
He just chopped off all his arms and legs.
Yeah, right. Why would he be afraid of that guy, let alone the Emperor? I mean, I think that they realized that their numbers had been cut, their powers, they really misread what,
and the people were turning on them too.
And well, their own people in some ways were turning on them, and people were giving up, whatever you want to call in the movie, the democracy or whatever, like what Padme says, that, well, this is how democracy is.
For democracy!
Thunderous applause,
Yeah.
What a line. It's so poetic. Yeah. Yeah, he was dead.
Nerds.
The Force ghost. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. The Force ghost. Yeah. Yeah, I know he was dead at that time. Yeah. Anyway, nerds, right?
Nerds.
Dude, I will accept that badge all day long. I'm a super freaking dude. Back in 1976 and 77,
Star Wars tattooed on me.
For Halloween, it was Luke. My brother John was Han Solo. My sister Monica was Princess Leia, and my brother Andrew was unfortunately he got to be the
Wookiee. How liberty dies.
Andy always got the worst of all the creatures. No, actually, I think being Chewbacca is pretty badass.
Chewbacca's great.
Yeah, I mean,
now I don't know.
He's living almost as long as Obi-Wan. He's living almost as long as freaking Yoda. I mean, how long?
Living longer than Yoda. He's outliving everyone.
He doesn't even look that
old. He's still alive.
He's still around. Yeah,
he's still kicking.
They never die. You can't kill a Wookiee.
Well,
anyway. The flying carpet or the walking carpet. That's right, the walking carpet. That was my joke of if I ever did like a Star Wars jazz band, I would do all the Star Wars themes in jazz or metal. That'd be cool to do it in metal. We could do jazz metal.
Galactic Empire.
Metal jazz. We could do a Star Wars jazz metal band called the Walking Carpets. That's what I wanted to call it. Anyway,
there is a metal Star Wars band out there. They're called Galactic Empire.
Sure. There you go.
They dress up in all full.
Well, you can't call it New Order because there was a band already called. Another good 80s band. Right on. So, I'm going a little long on this show here, but it's only 10:37, and I've had half my apple juice or more. So, I'm feeling good. Yeah. So this is how liberty dies. Is that was it
So
liberty
this
or
is how
democracy?
liberty dies in thunderous applause.
Thunderous applause. Right. Yeah. But I was really glad to see the Andor series or Andor series. There's actual a Hungarian name, by the way. Andor is a Hungarian name. So, but I'm sure there's like other countries that have the name too. So the Andor series is winning all kinds of awards all over the place, and it was really well done. Man, have you seen it?
I haven't, but I don't mind
Oh,
spoilers.
dude, if you want to come hang out over here and watch it, like I keep saying.
Yeah, it's just because I don't have Disney Plus. But my brother recently he's giving me back his app stuff for. So I'm
Nice.
like, because I just needed a verification code. So
yeah, right. It's good. I mean, it's really good. It goes into
my dad said it was really good. He's seen it all. He's seen everything of it. So
it goes into the depths of how old is your dad? Like my age or what?
yeah, same age. I
Hmm.
think he's 60.
One
He's
or
turned
two or
60
something.
this year.
Okay, yeah, I'm 59 as of June. So it's really well done. Yeah. Really, really well. I mean, a few things that are a little
All of them.
well, in the sense that a little predictable, couple things, that they should have seen coming, kind of predictable things. But otherwise really well acted and really well done. I mean, you can only keep some of that stuff surprising. I mean, you get an idea of what the arc of the story to some degree is already anyway, so you can only surprise people with so much, like in Empire when you find out that Darth Vader is Luke's father. I mean, that was like, what? Everybody's like,
right.
what? No way. And he's like, no, and you feel like him falling down, You're like, that can't be, but then you find out that of course Princess Leia is the sister. And then you start,
and then you're like, oh my god, they kissed.
Yeah, and then like in the most recent movies, you find out that Leia in some ways might have actually been the really stronger one,
right?
Because she was always working within whatever the system was that was available to her out there to fight evil. And even
we're after the problem with Kylo, Luke banished himself to the island.
Exactly. Whereas Leia kept on. She was strong. Stronger than even maybe not stronger in the ways of like the physical force, but she was stronger in the she literally
came. She flew in space,
right?
She flew in space,
right? So what I'm saying though is that I think she was not trained.
I mean, like
she
wasn't
the combat
trained with like a lightsaber,
right? But she never was. She
had a little bit.
Maybe I think Luke at some point trains her some, right? But
because that's how Leia. Because that's how Rey gets her lightsaber.
Right. Bottom line, though, is that Leia, seemed to be really the more believing in what I think the light side of the Force was all about, which is love, right? Anyway, that's what I believe. The Father. That's right, James. Luke, I am
Vader's Luke's what?
He's like, no, it can't be such your feelings.
Faja.
Let's rule as father and son. The Emperor has foreseen it. So man, you guys probably all. I mean, come on, you guys are all nerds too. Come on, give it up. When they had the actor who played Darth Vader's voice without
Earl James Jones.
James Earl Jones.
James Earl Jones. Yeah.
If they didn't make that change, it would have been just, oh man, that would have wrecked the entire movie. I think James Earl Jones. If you've never seen Conan the Barbarian, the very first movie with Schwarzenegger,
I didn't realize he's also the guy in Sandlot.
Yeah.
Until like years later,
yeah. If you see Conan the Barbarian and he plays that character, what's his name, Falsa Doom or something Doom, I forget. It's David Pierce, right? Or Prowse. That's right. Yeah. Good night, Janice. You rock. Janice, you rock. Keep rocking that synthesizer. Yeah. If you haven't seen Conan the Barbarian, the very first one, you have to see it. It's so good. One of my favorite lines in that movie is, "What, you want to live forever?"
I'm like, I think I've only seen the remakes.
Oh God, dude, this doesn't even
So
compare. Doesn't even come close. No, really. You got to see that original movie, the first one, the second and the third, or whatever, and whatever they did afterwards. Yeah, but the very first one, man, it's so good. It's great. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Right, Doctor Strange Glove, dude. That's one of my all-time favorite movies. Yeah, Kubrick, man. Kubrick was one of the best movie producers, directors, makers of movies. That guy was a friggin' genius, man. All day long. One of my favorites. There's another Japanese director too. Guy, what's his name? Kurosawa or something like that. Let me look it up. Let's see.
sounds familiar.
Yeah. Famous Japanese director Kurosawa? Question mark. I don't know if it's that guy. Akira Kurosawa. Yeah, I think that's him. Japanese filmmaker. Yeah.
Yeah, Mike just said it.
Did all
Akira
these,
Kurosawa.
yeah. Samurai movies and stuff like that. The Seven Samurais, the Rashomon, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah, contemporary style, right, yeah. Very distinct. Focusing more on psychological horror and ambiguous narratives, yeah. That guy was freaking amazing. The Drunken Angel, yeah. Seven Samurai, Throne of Blood, yeah. Jimbo, yeah. Many Western films, including Star Wars, A Fistful of Dollars, and Rebel Moon, owe much to his work. There you go. Yep. Yeah, Kurosawa, and the cinematography too. A lot of times with the angles in the photo and very realistic stuff, and makes you feel like you were in it. You know what I mean? Very, very
yeah.
cool. Yeah.
Mike Wood's like cinema degree over here. That
I
makes
love
sense.
movies. Well, I'm a huge movie fan, obviously. Yeah, I love movies. Yeah, and I remember seeing. Yeah, Ron is a really good one. 1985. This movie. Yeah. Hold on. Let me get the. They do a lot of these, like, samurai type things, which are really, really cool.
Mhm.
In Japan, the fight between one clan or the other, or one,
Mhm.
Yeah, that was such a great movie. Yeah. Anyway, and the music was always really good too. That's another big part of movies, I think, is the
Yeah.
music. For Star Wars too. Back at that time in the '60s, they had a lot of synthesizer things, and a lot. When you did a sci-fi movie, you used a lot of like kind of synthesizer stuff, like like
Mhm.
Queen did for Flash Gordon, when Flash Gordon came out right around that time too, like before then, I think. And well, actually a little bit after. Yeah. But they did a lot of synthesizer kind of things and spacey sounding sounds and stuff. And Lucas goes symphonic,
Mhm.
was one of the best fucking symphony writers out there, right?
Yeah, exactly.
And I had that LP. I don't have that one anymore, but I had the Star Wars soundtrack LP. And it even had the disco version of the song. It was like they did that. It was lame. But back then in the mid 70s, late 70s, I mean, disco was king. I remember
Mhm.
even Kiss had to do a
I
disco
was
song.
I was like,
It's
everyone was
the
doing disco.
biggest worldwide hit ever. I was made for loving you, baby. And who wrote that? Johnny Bean knows. He lived with him. Anyway, he was his assistant. No. Anyway, I'm just kidding. But yeah, man. Bottom line is, disco was huge because it was fun. I mean, people dancing and stuff. What's wrong with that? I mean, I think that's what's missing a little bit in today's world. I think singing and dancing and doing music together. As a matter of fact, I was watching this movie again today. I've seen it before, but for whatever reason, I've been reading Daniel Levin's book on the music and how it's affected humankind. And let me see. Alive Inside, I think is the name of the movie, something like that. Oh my god, that stuff. This movie is basically like a documentary. It's a real documentary, not like Spinal Tap. And it's about Alive Inside. Yeah. It's all about people who are old, right? And they are still alive inside, but with Alzheimer's and dementia and all this stuff going on, they aren't really. Music brings them back to life.
I'm 90 years old.
I don't know if you can hear that.
Like when you were a little girl. Oh God, I've forgotten so much.
Yeah, we hear it.
I've forgotten so much.
Can you hear it?
I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
Oh, it's okay.
You can't remember
What
anything,
did you
but as soon as they start playing music,
I've forgotten what I used to do after I became a young lady. I've forgotten so much. I can't remember. I've been here 90 years. And if I could remember, I would tell you, but I can't remember.
I want to try an experiment.
What?
I want you to try and let the music take you back into your memories. To travel back into time. And then we'll stop and you can tell me where it took you. You ready?
Yes, I want to be in that number. I went to sing.
Here's singing when the saints go by, marching by. And it takes me back to my school days.
I would like to hit the number.
Mama told us not to go listen to him. We would sneak off at night, bring back pictures from the dance. And I worked in Kings County 9 years. He lived in Kings County. My birthday, November 20th, 1991.
So it's called Alive Inside: A Story of Music and Memory. Document 2014, and they've been trying to work with old folks' homes and all these kinds of places to get music into the ears and bring back to life some of these people that are just left in these, like, it's almost like being like abandoned in these old folks' homes, and then they medicate the holy crap out of them just to keep them under control, because of course the people are not happy being there and they want to escape and they're always trying to get out of there. And the music like brings them out of their stupor. A lot of times they're just like this, almost catatonic, right? And the music kind of brings them back, and they start, it affects their memory. It just lights them up. And then suddenly they're telling stories and talking about everything, and they know everyone's name, and they know everything. Suddenly they know everything again, whereas before they were just completely like dead to the world. Yeah. And of course, they're still trying to work on getting this accepted as a treatment, but it's not a real big moneymaker for pharmaceuticals and hospitals and stuff, Right. You always have some attitude, or excuse why
Oh, it's
they
gonna be about
don't
the
provide
man.
it for everyone, because like somehow, if we have to do this for one person, we have to provide it for everybody. So you're providing freaking drugs that cost thousands of dollars a day. Why not freaking supply them with a freaking iPod or whatever little device that they can
Right.
listen to their music on and make them freaking feel like they have some value or some life left in them.
Yeah, exactly.
It's just I get upset, to be honest with you guys, man. I get upset about this. This is why I say my dream is to have like the Rockers old folks home, because it's like that place ain't gonna be quiet. And that place is gonna have music, and every room's gonna have their own music. And if there's like some emergency that happens, guess what? Maybe the freaking nurse will have a buzzer and it'll buzz them. They can feel it. They don't have to have a sound that goes beep or something, you know. I mean, I've been to some of these places. My dad was in one. It's horrible. It's like a torture house, man. It's a freaking torture that these people are going through at old age. And I don't want to be freaking, I'll go jump off a bridge before I get to be put in one of those places, you know. So the bottom line is, though, majority of Americans end up in places like that because we don't have a society or culture or community kind of thing anymore where like as a tribe or as a group we take care of our elders and they get to take care of our children or be there for our little ones or teach them wisdoms. And we ignore the fact that they have wisdom, they have things that we you know, we're busy working and everything. It doesn't mean that they're useless, that they have nothing, you know, to contribute, and there's ways to help them. But man, there's something about how music really allows them to function normally, whereas drugs and all this other crap just dulls or just kills it all off. It just kills off their functioning totally. And man, I don't know, I'm very passionate about this, but I like, I was watching that this morning, a little bit of it last night too, and I get angry about how we've allowed these money-making systems to take over what is natural in our world as human beings, how we should be treating each other with love and care, you know, and we don't. And we got to stand up to all this crap. We really do. I don't know.
Hey, Johnny B.
JB, what's up, dude? But I got to probably call it soon. Dude, it was awesome hanging out with you.
It was a great day.
Alex, they both, you know, Brent always just loves having you hanging out and playing music.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, Brent was great.
He
was telling me all in the car ride back that he was just like, I needed that. That was so perfect.
Right. We all needed that. It's been months since we got together like that, right?
Right. Yeah, that's what me and Brent were talking about.
I did that thing at that game.
We'll go to like the game, but that's the thing, is that's a little bit different because we're out and about, like in the city or something.
Right. But we went to Guitar Center and we had like a good 45 minutes.
Yeah, that was fun last time.
In there. And dude, you were like, I loved having you as my wingman playing the guitars while I was shooting video in there. That was a blast. That was super fun. That was awesome.
Right. Then if anything you need, it's just like, I'll play it.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Right, James. Yeah, man. So yeah, the Spinal Tap, back to the Spinal Tap thing. It was great to be part of the group that didn't get to see it. I get to be one of those few thousand folk in the world that paid money, went to see it, didn't get to see it, but got to be part of the Q&A, asked the question, but it wasn't brought up. My question was, maybe because it actually happens in the movie, I believe, they don't actually play at Stonehenge, but they play at, they actually do a show near the end of the movie where they have their Stonehenge set and it falls on them and crushes them.
Yeah.
So I think that's how it, you know, Ian, it's even more than just an awakening for people. You know, think about it this way. We're talking about this consciousness thing before a little bit, right? We're going to go into like the Sunday show now. Music is therapy show.
Well, early Sunday show.
Because this is not a normal show, so we might as well bring in a little of this and that. Think about it this way, man. We are all molecules in space, floating in a lot of space is empty, as they say. There's a lot of empty space between parts of molecules, right? There's more empty space than there's actual matter. And what's fascinating is like we feel the matter here. We think that, oh, this is solid and this is all matter. But there's a lot more empty space in between all those things, depending on how deep down you get into it, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's all vibrating. It's all vibrating on a frequency. You can break a solid piece of glass here when you hit a certain frequency because it's going to disrupt its bonds that hold it together when you disrupt its frequency. Okay, they already have weapons like this, as you probably know. So the bottom line is that we are frequency. So what the freaking heck is music? Music is harmony of those frequencies. Now we, as a living being, feel and hear, but we sense. Let's call it that instead of just calling it like the specific senses, like hearing and feeling and whatnot. We sense frequency. Okay, we are a jumble of frequencies. So it would make sense that music, being something that is frequency and harmony, right, is something that we are very primally, instinctually, down to the core of our DNA and everything that makes our structure, are connected to this stuff. Whether we want to call it sound or whatever, we are frequency, man. We are molecules and frequency in this universe, and that's what we are. And so it's not a surprise to me in any way, shape, or form. You know, and this is would be something I wish I had a younger. I'm not that old, but I probably still go back to school and finish a degree or whatever and make this real. But to be able to prove this, you would have to be able to have some form of way of testing it and
Right.
demonstrating your theory, you know. But I believe that there's some truth to this, that there is some truth to how what holds us and binds us and holds us together, kind of like the force. Music, damn it. Music is the force of the universe, man. Yeah, how do you like that? Oh, great. I like it. So even though we didn't get to see Spinal Tap's version of that frequency expressed into the world tonight, we did get to see them answer some questions about it. We got to listen to their music on Imax sound, whatever that is, right? And I hope you guys all enjoyed it. The doubly sound, right? The doubly sound. In Dublin, California, no less. That's ironic too, right? So who's in the movie Awakenings? Nicolas Cage? No. Oh, and okay, I don't know what Awakenings.
They're having another conversation.
Yeah, another conversation. So I'm gonna call it, you guys, because it's late. It's a school night. My wife teaches out of school. And tomorrow night on the Gear and Demo Show, we're gonna talk about this movie, and I'll show the entirety of the Q&A, and we'll talk about gear around it too, because there's another thing I want to talk about. I want to build this thing. I want to get one of these guitars and then tear it apart and rebuild it so it's like this. Hold on a second. Just because, not only because I'm a fan of this whole thing, but because I think it would be fun as hell. I think I put it in my music therapy. Yeah, there we go. I want to build this. Okay, hold on. Let me change its angle so I can actually do it like that. I want to build this thing.
Oh,
it's called Mr. Horsepower. It's the Nigel Tufnell custom that you can buy. At least when they made them, you could buy them for like 15,000 or something. I wonder how much they're worth now. But I think I saw one previously sold on Reverb for $9,000.
Oof.
Come on, focus, damn it. There we go. The tachometer actually works. When you hit the strings, it goes revs like in, you know. The bar. It's a Hirsch shifter type of shifter thing.
8-ball gear shifter.
The 4 separate humbucking pickups, the 4 switches, and the 4 knobs, they all control. and they're little lights that light up like a racetrack. You know, where you have yellow, green. Yeah, exactly. All right, you guys. But I'm going to call it because I got to go to the bathroom.
Oh, there you go.
And I can only hold it so long at this age. Until next time, you guys. Tomorrow night, Gear and Demo Show, right? 7 o'clock Pacific, 10 o'clock Eastern. Alex, what do you got going on?
Nothing. I'll be there.
Oh, man.
Nothing. I'll be there.
Write you in there. All right. Until then, you guys keep rocking. The bigger the cushion, the better the pushing. How does